Maybe you can hear me now. Just had it stuck on mute. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. As you can see, it's a spontaneous Friday night live. Couple of reasons for it, which I'll get into in a few minutes. So I'll just let a few more people join and do a few hellos, and we shall take it from there. Okay, so thanks for joining me, everyone. Anyway, so you've got your notifications switched on, which is good. Always good to see. So, good evening, Shelley Anderson. Shelley, first one in. Good to see. Good evening, Richard Adley. And my lovely friend Marnie Wedlock Ward, always there, always supporting me. And you guys need to remember that name, okay? Not going to go any further into that. Just remember that name. Might be months or years to come, whatever it is, but remember that name. So, Sarah Jane, good evening and thank you for joining. Jan, Beth and Turner, good to have you with us, as it is you as well. Samantha Lloyd, good evening. Good evening, Debbie Barrett. I am well, thank you. It's been a busy day, but you know what they say. Good evening, Amy Sharp. Thank you for joining me. Always a welcome energy. I just felt everything go upwards then, and I should have known it'd be you, Amy. That unrecognisable bouncing energy that you've got. Kelly Payne, good evening. And the amazing Amanda Ferraro, good evening to you. I hope you're well, and I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving yesterday, which I'm sure you did. And I'm sure you all enjoyed plenty of food to go with that. Jan Bethenton, I thought I had a problem with my phone. No, no, Jan, this is so typical of me, you know, to go live and forget that I've left it on mute. You know, people get used to me eventually, don't worry. Don't ever think that I know what I'm doing with technology, guys, because I don't. Another of my amazing friends as well, Kelly Marie. How are you? I hope you're well. Saw that pendant as well, by the way, Kelly. That I don't know if you've been gifted it or you've bought it yourself, but that is stunning, absolutely stunning. So, bit of an hint there. You know, if you decide you don't like it, feel free to drop it my way. Apologies if anybody can hear barking dogs in the background, by the way. That's one of mine too. He's probably been fast asleep and then woke up with a start barking at something that's not there. So, Paula Golden, good evening. I hope you're well. And the amazing and fantastic Heidi Cook, good to have you with us, Heidi. I hope you're well. Alison Carson, good evening to you. Amy Sharp says, it's a pleasure. The pleasure's all mine, Amy. Sarah Santi. Hi, Ian. Don't think Damien is here. Well, this is what they do, Sarah. This is what they do. They test us with these things. Sometimes we need to revisit things. But I definitely wouldn't see it as a bad thing. Okay? Definitely not. And most of you are probably thinking, what on earth is he going on about? But Sarah knows. Okay? I'll get into it. But thanks for joining us, Sarah. Okay? And but I know what you're saying. You don't think Damien's here, but, you know, don't keep him locked out if that's what you're used to doing on a Friday night. So just, you know, let him in if you feel the need. So, Heather Smith, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Amanda Ferraro says it was, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that Thanksgiving. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm still a bit at a loss on what Thanksgiving is fully. I sort of get it, but it's just a prompt for me to sort of expand my knowledge and maybe learn a bit more about it. So, Lorraine Hughes. Hello, my friend. Who's forgotten them? Lorraine, I am so sorry. I have forgot to reply, haven't I? You should be so used to me by now. Lorraine, listen, if I don't reply to a message, ring me or something. Just do anything. Because I'm just useless, aren't I, Lorraine? I'm sorry, I'll sort that out after, I promise. Kelly Marie says, I'm good, thanks, mate. Yes, it's beautiful, thank you. I'm going to take that as you're not going to donate it to me then, Kelly. Oh, well. You know, you don't get anything unless you try, do you? Good evening, Sharon Doggart. How are you? Good to have you with us, Heidi. You know, I appreciate you popping along. Samantha Lloyd says, good evening to you. And she says she loves the backdrop. It's pretty good, isn't it? I'm actually working on getting some different ones. But if it's, you know, these things don't always happen overnight for me, guys. They really don't. I'll get there with it in the end, though. Good evening, Joe Williams. I hope you're well. And Sarah King, lovely to have you with us. Nice to see you, Sarah. Can we not get started? Okay, I won't do. Yasmin Croft, thanks for joining us. Okay, Amanda, that's So maybe one day I'll get an expansion on that, but that sort of makes some sense. So Kelly Marie says, no, I'm not. No, she's not going to donate me that pendant that she's got. Oh well, like I said, it's worth a try, isn't it? Right, okay. So we've done some hellos and one thing and another now. Right, first and foremost, bit of a deep conversation, this one, guys. Good evening, Tracy Jane. Good to have you with us. I stumbled across a post today, all right, on Facebook, and I guess it was a reminder of something. All right, it was. Now, before I step straight into this, I just want to say, okay, I know there's nobody on here tonight that'll cast any aspersions, any judgment on this. All right, there's nobody with us tonight, but I stumbled across this post, and it was a post about Christmas, and it was clearly wrote by some ideologist. You know, I don't even know what else to call them. Okay, or somebody just wanting to stir the pot, I guess. And it was in regards to what does Christmas really stand for, and it was very much, how can I put it, derogatory. It was pretty disgusting and pretty vile, to be honest. Now, let me explain the post, and then I'll explain why I've brought it up, because I feel this needs addressing. Okay, on a, you know, and to as many people as possible. This post starts out by saying, and you know, there's truth in this. Okay, there is truth in this. The origins of Christmas were pagan. Okay, so I don't mean to offend anybody by that. Okay, but the origins in the Christmas period was pagan. It then goes on to, now you would think that was somebody writing from a pro-pagan point of view. Okay, however, it wasn't. It was not wrought from a pro-pagan point of view at all. What it went on to do then was make out that anybody that celebrates Christmas, what you're doing is you're celebrating in a satanic way. Okay, and they made all these links and crossovers, and they were saying this means this means that, all linked to these crazy pagans, and pagans are bad, pagans are evil, pagans are this, that, and the other. Right? Okay, I'm not diving down that rabbit hole, but I want to say that, I mean, and this, where I read it wasn't actually wrote by the person that posted it. They copied it and pasted it, and the response to it was just like, oh, wow, I can't believe this. People were commenting saying, can I share it? I can't believe that this, all this time we've been, celebrating Christmas, and it turns out it's evil and them horrible pagans doing this, that, and the other. Right. Well, let me tell you something. first and foremost, the only accurate part of that post that I'm talking about, and I'm sure there's some of you guys seen this floating around today because it seems to be going everywhere. And I'll get to that in a minute. I'll explain to you why. And it's doing the rounds. And what basically what it's saying is that, it's like something out of the 17th century. I've got pictures of running around streets with screaming "witch, burn her," and it's just really sad. Now, like I said, the part of that post that was the only bit that was accurate was the bit that the origins of Christmas, which in paganism, okay, it was traditionally a Germanic pagan festival. Now, I'm not going to get into why this happened, and the transition between it being originally a pagan festival and then it becoming the inclusion of Christianity and one thing and another, because that's for another day. But the rest of it, utter unfounded rubbish, no historical fact in it whatsoever. Karen Richardson said she's seen the post. Karen, I'm glad you have, all right, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I could sit here, take you through this post that I'm talking about, and I could break it down for you, okay, and explain everything and what they've done. What they've done is took one thing, welded it to another. So they basically put 2 and 2 together and come up with 74.5, okay? That is what they've done. Good evening, Neelam on YouTube. Thanks for joining. And it just really saddened me. What made it worse was the fact that I read this post, got down to the bottom, and I thought, right, okay, I'll put my 2 pence with it. And I wasn't horrible about it or anything. I just explained, I just said, look, this post really, really inaccurate, and it's quite offensive and defamatory towards towards people of all faiths. All right, because it really, really was. And even I felt a bit offended by it, and that doesn't happen very often. I very, very seldom get offended by something. Now, personally, okay, for those of you that don't know, don't realise, I am pagan. But part of being pagan is the acceptance of all, of all beliefs, of everybody's beliefs, because that's how it has to be. Now, these posts, they cause division, right? They do. And sorry, I just need to go back actually. So in these comments, people saying, please make it shareable. So the person that posted it made it shareable. And I looked at how many people had shared this post, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. And that was off one post, and there's 20 odd shares off it at that point. And I just thought, right, okay. So what about if each one of them goes out, each one of 24, I don't know what the maths is on this, but then that goes out, and just say on average, each one of them 24s gets another 20 shares. It just gets ridiculous. Right? It gets absolutely ridiculous. And it goes out all over the place. Now, unfortunately, so many people, they don't question things themselves. Right? I'm not saying any of you guys on here, all right? I'm not aiming this at anybody in particular. But would you not question something so deep and something so derogatory and going on a minute, I've never heard this, or if I have heard something about it, it's not been this exact thing. So you go off and do a bit of your own research. Unfortunately, people don't really do that. Okay, they don't, and they read it, and this is where the damage starts and the division starts getting sown. Now, my angle on any form of faith, belief, practice, or religion, this is my angle, is that every single one is relevant in its own right, okay? Because none of them are a one size fits all, right? None of them, not a single one. And they're just different translations going back to what I believe to be the same source, all right? And they're needed. All the different ones, they're all relevant, they're all needed. I'm not going to get into the Satanism thing, okay? I'm not, because a lot of people will be shocked what that is actually connected to. It's not actually connected to in my eyes, it's not a particular. Let's put it this way: it's definitely not pagan. Okay, so anyway, I just noticed it, and I thought I've got to raise some awareness to all this because I found it offensive. Now, if I found it offensive, then there's going to be a lot of people that find it a lot more offensive. Believe me, because I don't usually get stuff like this. Let it get to me. But if you think about all the division that's going on in the world right now, we've got enough of it. We don't need more. We don't need to go back in time 300 years and start over with this, this sort of like anybody that doesn't sit into this particular religion is evil and they're not relevant. We've come so far. The human race has come so far. Now there's still pockets that think like that. I get it. Okay, in them old ways, and that's fine. Okay, that's their choice. But on the whole, we've become very, very accepting on on a spiritual level of each other. And Amy said originally Yuletide. Yeah, it was. It was originally Yuletide. That's what it was originally. It was a Germanic celebration. Okay, we stepped into winter solstice, and then there was all different types of offerings and rituals took place. All right, nothing. You mentioned the word ritual. A lot of people go, "Oh, that's really dark." Yes, it's not. It wasn't like that at all. I'm not here to get into all that because I'm going to be running some workshops actually about the origins of the old ways and like alternative beliefs, as you might want to call it. But I just it was you. But the thing is now it's a blend of everything, and Christmas is important to so many people for so many different reasons. And you know what? It doesn't matter what you believe. All right, Christmas is an important time of year. Okay, it really is. Good evening, Alan Harville. Thanks for joining me. I know I've missed a few people. I just noticed Alan's name pop up there. So I wanted to address it, and I wanted to say to you, I don't ask anything really of everybody that comes on the comments, the audience, and I don't really ask much. But if you stumble across this derogatory post, would you please report it? Now, unfortunately, if somebody's copied and pasted it, then you're going to be left with a dilemma because potentially what you're doing is reporting a friend's, post. But I flagged this up with this person earlier on, and thankfully, this person, as far as I know, has taken the post down, which I really, really appreciate. Okay, I really do, because I didn't, just didn't want it for it to spiral, and I really don't believe that this lady posted this with any intention of causing any hurt or harm to anyone. All right, I don't. However, there was no thought put into it. And I don't want to see, we've made so many steps forward on acceptance on a spiritual level, okay? And I don't want to see, things like this cropping back up and then taking us back into this, it's like light, dark, good, evil, all this thing, right? Because, do you know what? Your own spiritual self, your own spiritual path, regardless of what it is important. It's fundamentally important that you respect others and embrace your own. Okay, it is really, really important. It's been on my mind all day. This is the type. I read it first thing this morning, and it has been chewing away at me all day. And it's predominantly why I came on tonight was to address that, because I don't want to see that division. All right, because it's just not necessary. Good evening, Christian. I hope you're well. Good to have you with us. And so I just wanted to flag it up really and just say this stuff's out there. All right. If there's anything that you think, I wonder if that's true, you know what? I'll put it out there. If you read something like that and you're unsure about it, do a bit of research yourself. But you know what? If you don't want it, right, get hold of me. Send me a private message to the page. Right. I will. I might not take you into the full historic, backing behind it all because time's limited. But I will give you an answer. Is it correct? Is it not? All right. And I wanted to get that out there, and I just wanted to say to you all, you see this post, please don't pay any attention. If you feel you can do, please report it, because It is. It's just hateful on so many levels, and we ain't got enough room for all that hate now, guys. We really haven't. It's just there's too many other things going on in the world. Are we really going to start bickering and sniping about what other people believe, when in truth, there's big things going on in the world right now. We need to be propping each other up, not tearing each other down. We really do, and that I give you right from the very bottom of my heart. Okay, I mean that it does. I honestly, it doesn't matter to me what your belief is, or what or even if you haven't got one. Honestly, it's all relevant, right? And I genuinely mean that. It's all completely relevant. So I wanted to address. I'm just going to catch up with a few comments because I've been rambling on now, but it's I'll just flip back up through here a little bit. See if I've missed saying hi to anybody, I do apologise. Okay, it's just because I was going off on one a little bit, I guess. Good evening, Laura Stevenson Lamora. Hope you're well. Maxine Foster, good evening to you. I hope you're well too. Marnie, sounds like someone got told they weren't getting an advent calendar this year. You're probably right, Marnie. You actually probably are. Sarah, interesting one that, right? No, that's a good shout, that. But I don't know why, but I get the feeling that possibly, I don't even know where this has just come from. It's just coming to my head now, but I've got a feeling Karen Richardson might have done that. I don't know. Because, Karen's amazing with stuff like that. So anybody that's read that, have you reported it to the Pagan Police Association? Now, anybody that thinks that like, sort of, what, is that even a thing? Yeah, it is actually. In the UK, we've got we've got an association that's they're all police officers, and they represent the pagans within the police force. So they are represented from a faith and belief point of view. And that is a really good shout, that, Sarah, actually, because I hadn't even thought about that this morning. So that is a really good shout. Unfortunately, like I said, well, not unfortunately, because it's good, because the lady, as far as I'm aware, took the post down. But I would have to go and try and find it again. So I would ask anybody that if you do see it, just I've got a feeling it's on the build up and it's just going to keep circulating and circulating. It's just not needed. But if it's there, yeah, report it. And that's a good. But Sarah's got a real valid point that if you have got the contact details for the Pagan Police Association, they do have a Facebook page, and they drop it in there. They are actually really, really good at what they do. I've seen them get behind some things, some other issues like this, where people were actually getting persecuted, and actually do something about it. I actually have a lot of respect for them, a lot of respect. So, but Karen's just said, might not be around for long as battery is low. Well, thank you for joining anyway, Karen. And I'm glad you've seen that post, because, so you're not, like I said before, you know what I'm talking about. Heidi Cook, a lovely Christian learners, once told me, go to hell as I speak to the devil. The thing is, Heidi, yeah, because this comes down to perceptions, and what people are taught. It's, however, when we look at it, okay, there's so many. I mean, if we look at the spiritualist churches, okay, they fully embrace Christianity, and that, to me, so there's that direct correlation between the religion and the practice of mediumship, and it, but yet you've got those sort of like old school factions that are like, no, if you communicate with spirit, you're speaking to the devil, and it's So like I said, there's a lot of confusion out there. There's a lot of confusion. So it's sadly, it's the world that we've lived in. But I do believe that we're heading toward, it's become, that's getting very much watered down now. And that's my worry, is that these type of posts going out there and that, it just reignites stuff it's just not needed. It's not, it never was needed, and it's definitely not needed now. I found it offensive. But it's why people get persecuted and bullied. Karen, you're so right with that. You're so right. Amy wants to change the topic. It's an off topic, but is your background real? All right, I get what you mean now. I was just going to say, I'm not that gifted, but I can sit with like galaxy behind me. Yeah, it is, Amy. I know what you mean now. It's not a green screen. It's a big, huge wall hanging. I've probably ruined it now. Anybody, giving it away what it is. But yeah, it's just a big wall hanging. Oh, Sarah Santis says, I think you conjured Damien. Well, I didn't mean to do that by that conversation. I'm going to sort it out. Good. Just definitely. I know what Sarah's like when she gets hold of something. She won't leave it alone until she's got some sort of resolution to it, shall we say. Amanda, Amanda Ferraro, I just don't understand why we all have to believe the same thing, and if we don't, we're bad. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's just wrong in some ways, but that's interesting. That I just meant on the whole. Do you know what I mean? Because you said spiritual churches don't fully embrace Christianity. We should, but we don't. But you know where I'm coming from, Amy. The ethos. It's that's where the base is, should we say? Correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, because you know that I don't have a lot of experience with the churches, but that's what I was getting at. So, it's, you see where I was coming from, Amy. Stop picking on me. Good evening, Tasha Tiffany. I hope you're well. Good to see you with us. And good evening, Emma Hawkins. Lorraine Hughes. Don't let ignorant people destroy you. More people. Yeah, yeah. I know. You see, I've sparked a few people on here now, and I didn't mean to do that. Right, I really didn't. I wasn't trying to gaslight anybody. I wasn't. I wasn't doing anything like that. I was just bringing it to people's awareness. Sarah says she can't find it. Is that the police association? I've got it as a link somewhere, but I don't think I can really get to it that quickly now. Heidi Cook said, I sent her lots of likes. She needed it more than I did. Well, there's no argument in that, is there, Heidi, at all? Yeah, Sharon, don't worry. We're all good. Thank you. Just addressing a couple of things. So, good evening, Paul Etoff. My mate, Paul. What a guy. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you're home now, by the way. I hope you've got back for the week. Let's have a look. Ian Simon, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Let's see. And Melanie Cohen, good evening to you. Hazel Harrison, thanks for joining us. Linda Jenkin, how are you? I hope you're well. It's very bit difficult to catch up on the discussion. Just watch it on playback, Linda. It'll be on as soon as you come off this live. It'll be uploaded to the page, so you'll be able to watch it back. And the lovely, amazing Pamela Dixon, thank you for joining us. Amy Sharp, yeah, we had a medium arrive dressed like a nun and they refused to let her do the service. It just leaves me with the question is why, isn't it? Why? I don't. I'm not even going to go. That's a rabbit hole that I'm just not going down. You know, it comes back to that acceptance thing, doesn't it? But yeah, it's like I said, it's just one of the things I wanted to address. It's the main reason I came on tonight to do. I wanted to do a couple of readings and that, and just have a chat with you guys and just check in with you all. Good evening, Lupe. Hope you're well. Yeah, so like I said, I've put it out there now. I've got it off my chest. I've, you know, hopefully, sort of, if nothing else, if it's only the people that watch tonight that see it and go, oh, this is going to be it, don't pay any attention. You know what? You know, if it's only one person that happens with, I'm happy with that. I am completely happy with that. At least I've done something. Christian, here's interesting. Let's have a look. What's Christian asking? Right, I want to, Christian, I know you're not going to mind me doing this, but I'm just going to pin it to the screen so I don't lose it. All right. So, sorry, I know it's put it up in like, I've really highlighted it now, haven't I, Christian? Ian, I was wondering if I could ask a favour. Over the last couple of months, I've felt the presence of a spirit. Unfortunately, though, my spirit guide has wandered off and I'm unable to ascertain what she wants. Right, okay. Christian, what I'll say to you first and foremost, now, if you want me to, I can try and connect in with her and have a look, you know, have a look at it. However, there's a couple of things in there. You've got the presence, obviously, you recognise that energy, and the fact that you're saying to me, at least I believe she is, that tells me that she is a thing. You know, you've got it, it's trusting that intuition, it's just that sense of knowing. All right, so if that's a female that you get, you know, 999 times out of 100,000, you know, or in fact, no, sorry. Let's just call it 99.99 out of 100. I'll just do that because I just tongue-tied myself then. So I get into big numbers. I'm not clever enough for that. That is you know, it will be a female presence of spirit. Now, the other interesting thing that you said, your spirit guides wandered off. Now, I know from personal experience that feeling that when we feel that the spirit guides have actually, you know, stepped away from us, all right, and left us behind. Now, in all the time I've been working with spirit, with my own guides, and originally I was of the belief that, you know, certain guides could leave us and new ones would step in. However, without, again, going massively deep into it, I now strongly believe, as do quite a few people that I'm connected to in the spiritual world, that the guides don't actually leave us, okay? They're always there, but sometimes they step back to allow another one to step forward, okay? So they come in and out, if that makes sense, to as and when, you know, points in life when we need them. So I feel as though that guide is still there, and if you call your guide back in and just ask them, just say, I need you to return. Could you please help me with this? All right. It sounds too simple to be true, doesn't it? But this stuff works. Let me tell you, it really does. So, in fact, that's massive, isn't it, that comment? Let's just see if we can just make it a little bit smaller. Let me just have a look at this. I've obviously put it on the wrong one. That's better. That's much better. So, yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to try and connect him for you, Christian, because I am actually getting this energy. All right, I'm getting this energy off you. I don't need the cards with this. Christian, this female energy, okay. Now, I'm referring to as an energy rather than spirit, because I feel this is a guide. I feel this is actually a guide. The energy is different. The energy is higher. The vibration's higher. I can feel it building around you. I've got. Just keep getting. I can tell you what I'm getting now, Christian. Right? What I'm getting thrown in: Mother Earth, fertility, Mother Earth, fertility, Mother Earth, fertility. I feel this guide strongly represents the what we know as the divine feminine. Okay, and I feel she's stepping into you to bring around some balance. Now, this is not necessarily. Please don't take that as offensive, because this, nobody's saying you're out of balance with anything. But I feel there's a balance with the divine feminine stepping in here. Okay, definitely. And I've got to say that I feel as though this is connected to bringing highlighting. Why highlighting? Highlighting the spiritual side of it, and I feel you becoming that so much closer connected to the spiritual realms. Okay, and I feel like your sensitivity towards it's gone up, which would explain that presence that you're feeling. I feel like it's a demonstration. Okay, saying, look, I'm here to help you, but I need to say to you, please work with me. Okay, and that's not me. Please work with me. Christian, I feel like a little bit of time alone spent connecting with this female energy is going to reveal a lot more to you. Okay, a lot more. Don't feel that this is not a loved one in spirit. Okay, it's definitely, the energy is different. Spirit guides come through with a very different energy to spirit, and that is where where I feel you're at with this. All right, Christian. So I hope that helps. Okay, I hope that helps make that connection. There's a lot more strength to come with this. A lot more strength to come. I just feel like everything's minimal right now, and it's just going to get stronger. So whatever you're feeling that right now, Christian, is minute into where it's going to take you. Okay. And I've just been given, please don't resist. Please don't resist. Okay. So that was the other thing tonight, guys. I meant to put it. It's actually in the title of the video, but I forgot. Oh, Amanda, if you've gone already, Amanda, have a lovely rest of your day, actually, because I know you're a little bit. You're still in the daytime over there in America. I hope you do have a lovely day. Yeah, it was bothering me, Debbie. It was lovely. Yeah, so Christian, like I said, I hope that helps for you. I just, Christian, right? If you start hitting any brick walls with this, okay, take a step back from it and just allow it to develop. Okay, just let it be, let it come about for you, Christian. All right. Sometimes when we push these things, we can end up feeling like we're just hitting this steel door and getting nowhere with it, and it's because maybe we're putting too much focus into it. So I'll say that to you, Christian. Do that. My friend. All right, you can. If there's any issues with any of this, you start struggling. You know exactly where I am. All right, you know exactly where I am. So just reach out if you need to. All right, man. But I feel like this is a new part of journey coming around for you. There really, really is. And it's off the back of everything else. I'm not going to go deep into that here, Christian. It's off the back of everything else. feel like there's a reward coming around. It's like you're evolving, mate. You're evolving. So, right, okay. Let's have a look. I did put it in title, by the way, guys. I'm happy to do some questions and answers tonight as well. That's another thing. Just to give it a bit of a mix up for the evening. So the main purpose was to come on to address that Facebook post. So anybody that's joined since, you have to watch it on Facebook or on playback, and you'll see what I'm going on about. So, oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. That means a lot. Really, really does. Okay. I'd love to read it out, Sharon, but I really struggle with compliments, you know. I really do. So to say thank you is a big thing for me, to accept that compliment. To read it out is another thing entirely, but thank you. It means a lot to me. Let's have a look. Yeah. Christian, yeah, that makes sense, mate. That will make a lot of sense. Okay, from what I was getting. Linda, we'll get some healing sent your way, darling. Not a problem at all. I know the warning came. I'm assuming his warning came through in a reading. I don't hang on to reading, so I can't really remember. But I just, like I said, you know, we'll get some healing your way, Linda. All right. I know it's been tough on you, and I know you've got a lot on your plate. Okay, so we'll get you some healing sent your way. Promise you. Excuse me. Definitely, Sarah. Don't dismiss your gut feeling, Christian. Yeah, it's that, and it's that balance coming in. Actually, all right, I'm not being sexist now. There's a lot of guys starting to feel that feminine energy coming in now, and it's that divine feminine, it's that feminine side, and we need it, you know, because it balances us and it helps us, you know. The masculine, there's a lot of strength around it. There's, you know, a lot of resolve, you know, and standing firm. But what masculine lacks a little bit is sometimes you know, apathy and understanding. I don't mean it's completely devoid, but when you get that feminine side in, it just brings around this really lovely balance, and it's such a fantastic thing. I'll be honest, you know, I went through a period of time when I was really working on building that divine feminine my side because I felt I needed to do that. I felt there was too much of it missing. So I worked really hard to bring that forward, and I don't mind. I put my hands up into that. You know, I do, because it's quite divine, feminine, masculine. It's all a bit misunderstood because we always look at it as male, female. You know, sort of, and it's not as understood as well as it should be. So yeah, but it's definitely, there's a lot more feminine coming through for the guys now. All needed, all completely needed. So I did mention the thing about people asking questions to be answered. I'll just do that. I'm just looking back now. Sorry, Jane. I know you say you didn't know he was on tonight. I do apologise, Jane. I didn't put a post out. It was a bit of a spontaneous one. Right, so let me just catch up here now. Where are we going? I just saw a comment of somebody about some energy or something. Jan. I'm sure it was this. Jan Bethan Turner, is there anything my twin sister can do to change the energy in her house? She feels like it's like a sad spirit energy. A lot of the time, Jan, it's how we perceive things. Okay. And quite often, when we witness or sense or feel spirit, okay, we have this tendency to assume that they're stuck and they're sad and this is what, which is very seldom the case, to be honest. Okay, there is times when spirit do struggle to make that step, you know, fully into spirit. Okay, but It doesn't actually happen that often, not as often as people have you believe. Now, what I'll say with this, Jan, is that the key to this changing the energy is to take the focus away from the spirit. Okay, if the spirit needs to reach out, that spirit will do. Okay, in one way or another. But to change the energy, it lays with your sister. Now, she can do many things, but a lot of it comes from within. Okay, it does come from within. So she needs to shift her focus away from the thoughts of this spirit and the spirit's energy being sad, and just maybe accept that that spirit it does exist within that vessel, which is her home, and just allow that spirit to be. Okay, because I will say this: there's a good possibility that that spirit was there, way before your sister moved into that house for whatever reason. That takes me into other things as well. Quite often, when we visually or physically feel spirit around, quite often it's a thing called residual energy as well, which in itself isn't actually spirit. Now that's a whole another conversation altogether. All right, I will say it's a massive conversation. I'm not going to get into it now. So it might not necessarily be a spirit, but it could be what we're perceiving as a spirit. All right. So I would say it needs to come from within her, and it's the first part of adjusting one's own energy is in here. Okay. And as crazy as it sounds, it is quite often about moving focus from one thing to another. Okay, so if she tries to move it from that energy, from that spirit, what she believes to be a spirit's energy, is to move it away from that. And it can be starting with simple things like saying to yourself, I am happy. There's people on here going, oh yeah, if only that's simple. You say it often enough, and your energy will start to shift. Okay, it's so powerful. It really is. Beyond that, she could, if it's really worrying her, and she wants a bit of a security blanket around. One of the best things I can possibly recommend to anybody, and I've just seen somebody comment about selenite actually, is selenite crystal. All right, beautiful for balancing energy. They come in lumps like that. You see this, that's a selenite candle holder. You can get it in little small pieces like that. Then you can get what I call, this is the one I use for reading. So if I feel I need to have something in my hand when I'm reading, that's the size there. And you can get all sorts. And that is very, very good for balancing energies, okay? And cleansing the energy. And it just sort of like neutralizes everything. It lifts everything. So if she wants to go down that line, she could do it. Another thing is burning Palo Santo incense. Okay, that again, it cleanses that energy. A lot of people go down the line of I want to get some sage and want to do a lot of smudging. Let me tell you something. It's very misunderstood. It's sage smudging. All right, it is very misunderstood. Although it will work for that, it won't be as effective as using Palo Santo, and it'll just help lift and move that energy and shift that energy around to exactly where it needs to be, rather than it getting all muddled up. All right. So if she wants to do that, so it's that positive thinking. If it's really worrying her, get some selenite in there. It'll just help everything balance out. If you want to go down the Palo Santo route, burn some of that as incense, and and if she can do it, one of the best ways of shifting energy is also by meditating. All right, because once you balance your own energy, it changes the energy of the whole environment around you. Especially in your house. Think about it, guys. If you've been, I'm just being generic now, but if you've, so there's let's just pick completely generic nuclear scene here. Husband, wife, 2 kids. Right, husband and wife are spending a lot of time rowing, stuff like that. And there's that energy manifesting, and it's heavy, and it's not particularly nice, and you'll feel it through. You can walk in the door, and even if they've not had a row that particular day, you can still feel that energy, that tension, everything else. All right. The minute they start to talk and put things to bed and resolve things and get through things and work through things, that energy changes. So the next time you go around when they're working on stuff, it's like, oh, it doesn't feel so heavy anymore because that tension's lifted. That is energy. It's all energy, and ultimately, you can change that energy within your house. Within your house, your family, home, whatever environment you happen to be in. Okay. So I just wanted to outline just that is the best advice possible that I can give. Okay. So let's just have a look. I know I've lost comments a bit here now. Melanie Cohen, my mind and body feels very heavy as if I'm being pushed down. Is there any around me causing this, please? Ian Sutherland. I'm sorry, Melanie, I'm going to come to you in a second, actually, but I just noticed Ian commented there. Ian's put, have your sister be aware of her own feelings, thoughts, and energy that will help her change her surroundings. Exactly. Always look at yourself first. Always have a look at your own emotions. And, it's so powerful. It is that, and it's just knowing about where to start and the next steps, things like that. So, yeah, but yeah, perfect. And so I completely agree with you 100% there. So, Melanie, let's have a look for you, Melanie. All right, I'm going to come to you because I was actually drawn into you when you came on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and connect in with that, see what I can do on that one. But I want to give you a bit of a reading as well. Now I'm going to take obviously your comment asking, is there anything around us? I feel like I can take that as permission. So right, so that's the card out of there. Right, so what we're going to do first and foremost, before I show you that card, before I even have a look at it myself, is I want to just take a second and just see what I can get off you, Melanie. I got to be honest with Melanie. All right. I know you said, is there anybody around me causing this? Okay, not in spirit. Not in spirit. This is somebody on the earth plane. All right, but I don't feel like they're causing it. I just feel like you're picking up on somebody else's emotions. Somebody's sat putting a real brave face on right now around you, Melanie. Somebody's sat putting a real brave face on. Okay, but they're worried. Okay, they're really worried. Something's really, really troubling them. I'm getting finance. I feel like they're worrying over finances, Melanie. Okay, that's what I'm being shown money. Okay, that's the worry. It's weighing really heavy on them. They're putting a real brave face on, but they're not confiding in anybody. And I feel like that you're picking up on that energy, and I feel like it's coming into you. It's not constantly coming in, but that's what you're picking up, and it's manifesting in you with this feeling. All right, Melanie, definitely. And I've just had it confirmed. Spirit's just given it. It's definitely a financial worry with somebody. Okay, and I feel like you're sort of acting as a bit of a sponge. You're soaking up that energy off them, and that is where that heaviness, all right, and that, like you said, feeling pushed down. Okay, because it's saturating your energy. Right. Okay, so interesting. Let's have a look at this card that's come out for you. All right, Eagle and Communion. Here's the other side of things for you, right? That I'm getting a link, actually, sort of between this what we just talked about now, but it's more to do with you managing your own energy, Melanie. Okay, and what Spirit are giving me is more time. Okay, reconnecting with your inner self. And I want to say to you as well, Melanie, is working on your own protection. Okay, because I feel though you give too easily. Okay, you sort of, you give too much away too easily, and you don't keep anything back for yourself. Such a common theme at the moment, so coming out of so many people's readings. This, but I want to say to you, Melanie, there's a real. I'm getting a real strong ancestral connection with yourself, and there's an ancestral connection in spirit that sits with you a lot of the time. Okay, and I feel that you sense that energy when it's around. I've just been given a date, strangely enough. Okay, I don't even know what the relevance of this is, but they just told me 1892. Okay, so that's clearly it's a year. I know it is. It's so they've given me a year of 1892. I've got to say that although I try not to use logic, that just tells me that there's a connection between that year and this ancestral connection that you've got. And I feel this male energy. Okay, let's forget that. It's a male energy. I've actually got a gentleman now who's actually stepping forward to me. I'm going to give you 34 as the age of passing. Very, very well presented gentleman. Okay, very well presented. I feel like this gentleman would have been quite prominent in society. So if you want to have a look back through your family tree and just see if you can single out somebody who's 34, 1892, 34 at the time of passing. Very prominent figure. Very prominent figure. I'm just getting on repeat now. What he's saying to me is reconnect. I feel like he wants you to reconnect with that ancestry, that original roots. Okay, look back to it. I feel like there's some answers there for you. I feel like there's going to be a shift in energy if you can do this. It's going to be. I feel that this taking you on a journey. Okay, that's what I'm getting. It's going to take you on a journey. This is a journey of the mind and a journey of the soul. Okay, Melanie. Well, this is really deep now. Okay, this is getting quiet. He's actually tapping a walking cane at me now. He's actually tapping it at me, and I feel like there's some sort of. Is this? Melanie, do you have a tendency to be impatient? Because this is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting. I thought it was actually him being impatient and wanting, but it's not. He's shaking his head. No. I feel like this is connected to you. That you have this impatient streak in you, okay, and I feel that you've tried to step into whatever this journey is before. I do feel it's spiritually connected within yourself, trying to find your way, okay, on a spiritual level, trying to find some deeper meaning. And I feel like you've dipped into it, come back out of it, dipped into it, come back out of it. You lose patience with this, Melanie. All right, this is what he's showing me. You lose patience, and I feel that he wants you to hold your own space, have some more patience with it. Okay, I am just going to flick down these comments because there's quite a bit come through there. And I just need to see if you've commented. No, right. So this is what I need to say to you. Sitting within that space, Melanie. Okay, sit within that space. Try and make that connection. This gentleman's clearly got something for you. Okay, clearly ancestral link. I need to say father's side. Definitely father's side of the family. 1892, age 34. He keeps emphasizing this. All right. Why is he emphasizing? I need to bring your attention. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at this gentleman. He knows that. Okay. He's very, very proud of this huge mustache. All right. And it's styled, set. Very proud of it. And typical for that era, he's also making a point of this pocket watch. All right, he's showing me a pocket watch on a chain. It's actually a gold pocket watch as well. It's he's emphasising that it's gold. I feel he would have been very proud of it. Maybe that pocket watch still exists within the family. Somewhere. So maybe you could ask, dad's side of the family, whatever that male side. Paternal. Yeah, okay. This gentleman's just saying paternal. That this watch may still be around, and if it is, then that's a direct connection to this gentleman. Okay, so I do want to give you that. So, okay. I want to get this gentleman to step back now, Melanie. Okay, because I feel that impatient streak that he was emphasising before, I do feel it actually runs through from Dad's side. Okay, I do. Because I do feel he's a bit impatient. He's getting a bit impatient with me. So I hope you can take something from all of that, Melanie. I know that you just kept building and building for me, but, please make that connection, make that reconnection, that ancestral connection. Okay. This gentleman's got such a lot for you, spends time around you. He's going to help you with that energy, but I feel like, he wants you to do more to help yourself too. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with you, Melanie. All right. And, best of luck with that. Okay. Thank you for letting me read for you. Sorry, so much information coming through on that. Right, let's have a look. I've got to catch up with this now because there's so much come through there. Samantha Lloyd, I'm going to come to you in 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to come to you in 1 minute. So thank you for commenting, everybody, guys. You guys are actually holding the space for me. I'm going off on these readings, information, answering questions, having a rant about Facebook posts. And you guys are all chatting amongst yourselves, really holding that space. And I just want you all to know that I really appreciate that, okay? So let me just chat. I just want to come back. Right, okay. Melanie Cohen. All right, so I'll definitely look back at my dad's family. We're all well off for the times they lived. Yeah, I can resonate with the person. Financial problems, perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but you know what I mean. Yes, I can be impatient. Absolutely, it's true about my spiritual journey. Okay, I was going to say brilliant. I don't mean brilliant like that. I mean brilliant that you've confirmed it for me. And then you said, I'll definitely talk to my dad. He's doing the family tree. So I'm linking in this, isn't it? Okay. And then, oh my God, I've seen a photo of a guy holding a pocket watch, which my dad has. And then it's gold. And then I can take it all in. Thank you. I love that. Thank you for that confirmation, Melanie. All right. See, you've not been around for a while on your pot. Look what happened. Just wow. Okay. So thank you for that, Melanie, for just giving us that confirmation. And I just think there's a big journey ahead for you with all that. Definitely. Big thing about that pocket watch, though, he's tapping at it, showing me as if to say, I feel as though he would have worked really hard to get that pocket watch. It's very, I feel like he felt that he was very privileged to have that particular pocket watch. So, Melanie, don't apologise, Melanie. We can't. I won't apologise for it because spirit brings things through. I give what I get, and who am I to shut them down? So, okay, very strong character. Right, let's have a look. So there was a question then that I think I was coming to somebody on that. Ian Sutherland, just before I go up to this next, to go up to Samantha Lloyd's question, it's entirely up to yourself. All right, you can ask if you want. All right, or I can try and connect him for you. The only downside is if I'm trying to connect in and spirit decide it's like, well, now is not the time, then we won't get anywhere with it because I am completely reliant on them. I will be totally honest. I'm completely reliant on them. It's not to say that they won't. You don't need to ask. I've just been told. All right, you don't. You can ask if you want. All right, but you don't need to ask because I think spirit are going to help me with that one. Okay. Hiya, Sarah Kells. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing okay. Right, Samantha Lloyd asked the question here. Never heard of shamanic until a few months ago. When I saw you on Facebook, since then I seem to be hearing it everywhere. Where's the best place to find information I need, please? Right, okay. Samantha, what I'll say to you, right, it's a funny one, this. There's so many different forms, and paths of shamanism. Okay, shamans come in very many different forms. I mean, I'm not just saying this. Mine's pretty unique. Okay, I'm what you would call a Germanic stroke Norse shaman. Okay, that's what I do. There is a more technical terms for it than that, but it is wrote in the old Germanic tongue and wouldn't make any sense to most people. But so that's what I am. So I practice with that old Germanic belief and the Norse beliefs, which are almost identical. Okay, very little difference between them. Now you've got other shamans as well. So you've got shamans from South America, so the Amazonian rainforest. You've got shamans down there. You've got them around Brazil, which are slightly quite a bit different. Again, working with different energies, different things like that. Then you've got the obvious, which is the Native American shamans. Then you've also you've got absolutely so many different forms of the African shamans. That's another one. There's also your Aboriginal shamans as well. So it depends on which ones, which one you're drawn to. What are you most intrigued by? Whatever you're most intrigued by, look at that list and then focus on that one thing. I will say that if it was the Germanic and Norse side, there's nowhere near as much information and learning around as what there is for all the other forms. Okay, there really isn't. It is there, but depending, you can look at shamanism as a whole as a healing practice. Okay, and that's the thing that crosses over every different form, is that it's practiced in different ways and achieved in different formats, but ultimately a shaman brings about healing. Now that isn't just on a physical sense, okay? It's in a spiritual sense as well and emotional, and it's very, very deep. It is a very deep practice for me personally. It has allowed me to grow as a person, to evolve as a person, and as I've been on this journey, my connection to spirit and being able to bring messages through is just, it's just gone. I've always been able to do that, but it's got so intense, and to the point where I can get I say touch wood because I never take it for granted, that I can pull through that detail, and it helps people, because having a reading from somebody is healing. Okay, it's quite often dismissed. It's quite often dismissed, and as sort of a mediumship or a psychic reading or a spiritual guidance session, because it's that communication. People quite often don't make the association with healing, because we always think about healing as on a physical sense, okay, or working with chakras or energy, but that's what we're doing when we do a reading. It's bringing about healing for that that client on the other side, and it's very intense and very, very rewarding, very rewarding. So, right. So I hope that helps you anyway, Samantha. I hope that's sort of. Let's see. Right, I need to come back to Ian Sutherland. I just need to make sure he still with us. I knew you would be told what it was. Well, I didn't, Ian, to be honest, until I started asking. I didn't know initially. Cindy, I'm really drawn to your black pendant as I've seen the inner shape in my meditations. Okay, I'll explain that one in a minute, Cindy, what that is. I just want to come to Ian. I know, Sharon. I know, darling. And Sharon, I'm going to come to you in a minute. All right, sweetheart. I'm going to come to you in a minute. Okay. I'll promise you I'm going to come to you in 1 minute, Sharon. All right. Don't go anywhere. You'll be in trouble. Right. Okay. Let's just get this up. Ian, there's a blockage in place for you, my friend, okay? And some of that shamanic healing we were just talking about, I'm going to send some your way if that's all right with you. I need your agreement for me to do that, okay, to be respectful to yourself and spirit, okay? But I do feel like you benefit from this. But there's a blockage in place, Ian. I need to say to you, okay, the reflection, in that vibration issue that you've got is suppressed, it's sat. It's very specific, but I'm being pulled into the heart chakra. And I can feel almost like a pressure behind it, as if, this energy wants to flow, but it's not coming. It's just not coming. So what I want to say to you on that, Ian, all right, is look back. I want to say to you, shadow work. Shadow work for you. If you're not 100% sure about it, please look it up. Okay. There's some amazing information out there to help you with it. Okay. I know it sounds a bit daft, quoting YouTube and things like that. Okay. But go on. And when you find the one that's got, which it doesn't matter which one it is, I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, but there's sort of like instruction manuals in video format about how to do this stuff in a safe way. You must be safe when doing it. Okay, so look at the ones with all the positivity around them. So, it's ones that might have 500,000 views, 1 million views, something like that, and then look at the ratings for it, because there's some really fantastic, things out there to do it. Okay, now I do teach shadow work on a one-to-one basis personally. However, it's a very long process, Ian. But I feel with you, because of your energy, you don't need me, okay? You don't need individual. There's enough connection with spirit, enough practical and logical thinking about you to do this, and stick to it, to get on that path. But that shadow work, just have a look, YouTube, or even Google it, whatever, okay? Because it's going to take you back to an early point in your life, and I feel this emotion needs releasing. Okay, that is the only thing that is getting in the way of your vibration. Okay, Spirit have given me that, plain simple. Okay, there's an issue in your past. All right, from earlier in this life. It's not a past life connection. This is this life, and I feel you need to go back and address it. I've got to say to you, accept. It's about going back and accepting that this is what was. Okay? So it's an earlier point in your life, that's what they're giving me. That's where the blocking is. That's where the blockage is in. It's the only thing that's stopping you raising your vibration is that. All right? And it's that heart. It's that heart chakra, so it's definitely deep emotional stuff. Okay? It might be even something that you've buried so deep that right now, whilst you're watching this, it's not resonating, but it will. Okay, it will. So just, have a look back in. Allow yourself that time to do it as well. I need to say that to you. Allow the time for it. Okay, and focus. Excuse me. Janine Swinburne. How do you do your private readings, please? Currently, Janine, I do them all via live video, whether that be Zoom, Facebook, Messenger video call. I also do it on WhatsApp. I can do Skype. I don't like it though, because it's a miss and it tends to cut off. So I try not to use Skype, but yeah, that's how I do it. And it's live. There's options to have you. I can record the reading for you whilst we do the reading one-to-one. So if you want it as a keepsake afterwards as well, I can record it after that option. Or if you wanted, you can record at your end. It's whatever works best. But yeah, it's all live one-to-one at the moment. Until obviously we get out of this COVID thing, and then we can start looking at doing face-to-face one-to-ones again. But currently, that's how we're having to do it online. But if you're interested in a reading, Janine, excuse me, then feel free to just message the page and I'll get back to you. So, Sharon. Don't mean to go. You're not getting everybody down, Sharon. That's what we're here for. We're here to pick you back up, darling. All right, that's what I'm here for. And I'm sure that everybody will agree with that. Try and night, Jane. By the way, thanks for joining us all there. I need to say something. All right, Sharon. The answer to your question. All right. Now you hear me out on this one. First and foremost, okay, this is what I've been given. Yes, your family will be waiting for you. Okay, and your angels. That's, to be honest with you though, for most people, that's an almost certainty. Okay. If and when I pass away. But I need to say to you, Sharon, all right, it ain't going to be anytime soon. I know what you're saying. I'm not scared anymore, Ian, and due to you, my lovely. Okay, and thank you so much for that. Okay. But Sharon, let me tell you something. Clear as day from spirit now. Okay, clear as day, that's what they're giving me. It's not a worry you need to have right now. Okay. I know you're saying you're not scared anymore, but that's what they just given me, Sharon. I'm just saying it. They haven't given me anything. I won't tell them that. I'll just offer you some reassurance and say, we're with you. And, we're sending you lots of healing and energy. But they just stepped in and just said, now's not the time to be worried about that. Okay. I need to say that to you, Sharon. It's quite a big thing to say, very simple thing to say, but a big thing. But I've got to say, that's what it is. So, Sharon, as I told you in that last live, right, you'll be sent all the healing, all the love, all the positive energy that you need, okay? And you're going to get through this, okay? You will get through this, all right, darling? But thank you for your comment at the end as well. I'm not scared anymore, that's due to you. Thank you. Thank you for that. But like I said, that love's coming your way, Sharon. It's not conditional, anything like that. It's just heading your way, because myself and everybody here as well, I'm going to speak for everybody now. Everybody wants you to get better. All right, so just as best you can. It's not going to stop you worrying. I know it's not, but as best you can. Okay, just try and keep that chin up. Keep that lovely smile going as well. That's important. Right, okay. Cindy mentioned dependent, actually. So that is. So you're talking about this one, aren't you? I think is it that one that you're talking about? Let me just get it somewhere where you can actually see it, so it doesn't blend in with. So that is a Triquetra. All right. A Triquetra it's a Celtic symbol. The reason why I use the it isn't my foundation spiritual path is the tribal Celtic stuff. Okay, it's not. But however, I do offer it a lot of credence, and I offer it a lot of honor as well, because it's connected into my ancestry, and I feel like on a personal level, yes, I'm on my path. I'm on my, I do my Germanic shamanism. I do, my old, that very old form of paganism, and but I also bring in that the Celtic side, and I always feel that I should, I don't know. I just have this feeling that it needs to be put. I resonate with so many parts of it, so I bring it in, and allow it to sit with me. And that's it's not just that. You'll see another one there. There's actually another one hanging right on the back of, just hanging off Tony's head. For anybody that's wondering, this is Tony. Tony again is actually a Celtic ritual skull. Okay, not doing any rituals with him. Okay, and he wasn't real once either, by the way. If anybody thinks that, I've not actually done it. I've not done away with somebody and got the skull outside. So yeah, it's like I said, that's just that side of it, and I always bring it in and just offer it that respect that it needs. Okay, because it resonates with me. So that's what that is, Cindy. It's a Celtic trick eater. So, okay, let me see. How are we going? Yes, Ian, positive shadow work, mate. I know it's quite often we look at shadow work and it's not seen as a positive thing because it can be tough emotionally to go through. Okay, because it's digging up a lot of things. It's digging up that inner stuff, and it can be pretty heavy. But yeah, it's just. But like I said to you, okay, just do it because the other side of it is so relieving and enlightening. Okay, it really, really is. It's amazing. Please, just I will put the warning out there to anybody though. Okay, that if anybody's really suffering with the, if they're going through a bad patch with the mental health, anything like that, wait until you're in a more stable, positive place before you start with shadow work, because it can be very intense and very draining on an emotional level. Okay, and I wouldn't like to want anybody to go and make themselves worse by doing it. Okay, so let me see. Catch up with some bits of stuff here. Good evening, Angela Bishop. I hope you're well. Right, where are we now? Love you too, Sharon. You know that. All right, darling, you've got that. Like I said, it's unconditional coming your way, that healing and everything else. All right, definitely, because you're a very special lady with a huge heart. Okay, so Cindy, that's obviously why I'm drawn to it. Let's have a look now. Right, let's do. I am good, thank you, Angela. Okay, where am I going? Maxine Foster, I'm going to come to you, please, if that's okay. Just wait for a comment. Just while I'm waiting for that, I don't know if anybody's seen it on the page or not. Obviously, you won't. I don't know if it's your first time here tonight, but good evening, Melissa Sutherland as well. Okay, right. I was going to say. Sorry, I'm just going to pin that in. I'm just going to wait to see if Max. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Maxine. I'll come to you in a second. Yeah, I've still God, put your teeth in here. Remember, it's getting late now. You see, so it's a sign for me to nearly clear off soon. There's 2 spaces left for tomorrow on the Past Lives workshop. Anybody that's wondering what it is, it's a workshop explaining what past lives are, how they affect you, how can you heal from them, what do they mean to you in today's life, all that side of things. Okay, so it's just a workshop about that. It explains to you all about, how they work and how you can revisit them and bring healing through and understanding and answer questions from them past lives. That's a workshop tomorrow, 1 o'clock. It's only £10 each, anybody that wants to join it. But I have only got 2. Sorry, I'm telling a lie. It's not 2, it's 3 spaces. I've got 3 spaces left on that course. Okay. It's fully interactive, live on video, private group on my page. If anybody wants to take one of them spaces up, feel free to just drop me a message on the page tonight, and I will get I'll get your payment details over to where to pay to, and you can just and that's, but like I said, that's 1 o'clock UK time tomorrow. So if anybody wants to fill them spaces, just drop us a message or send your payment details over, and then you'll be added to the group. Okay. Sorry, I thought I'd just slip that in. I meant to mention it earlier, but I forgot. So, okay. Right, Maxine, let's have a look for you. All right, let's just have a look what we've got here. Okay, Maxine. All right, fog and veiled. Okay. Now, I want to say to you, first and foremost, when that card comes out, Maxine, I also need to. I feel like I need to explain when these cards come out. All right, I'm not giving you a translation out of the book to what this card means. This is. I bring this the information that you get through this card is purely from spirit. So, Maxine, I've got to say, I want to take you into last year. All right, so I'm being given 2019, and I feel like there was some bits of things in 2019 that not particularly. All right, nothing. I don't feel anything that you couldn't deal with. But it left. I've got this feeling of a bit of insecurity. It left you with this bit of feeling of insecurity. And what it's caused you to do is I'm feeling like this. We stepped into this year, and I'm feeling like a lot of over analysing things being done, and this it's left. It's manifested now around this. We're looking into the last couple of months because straight. September, just been given September, October. Okay, so I want to say since September that it's built up even more, and what it's causing. I feel like you're sort of a little bit blinded by your own emotions in some sense, although you might not be fully aware of that. Okay, and I feel like this is what's bringing this heavy feeling around, and a bit of it. I've got this like struggle. Okay, and a struggle to pick yourself up. I've also got a struggle to sort of, just to do the daily routine. All right, please, I hope you don't mind me saying that on a public level. But, just struggling with it a little bit, Maxine. So what I want to say to you is that this is coming to a head now, and it's going to pass. All right, and I want to say to you, by the time we get to the last week in December, okay, it's going to start clearing up for you. I've got a hand reaching down, almost like a helping hand for you. So I feel like somebody's going to step in and give you a bit of a hand out of this situation that you're in. Okay, and this. And when I say situation, I feel more it's more just a heaviness and uncertainty, that insecurity thing. Okay, that's coming in really strong, and I've got a hand coming in to help you out of that. And that's going to be the turning point for you, Maxine. Okay, and I feel like you need to expect that in the last week of December. Okay, so just hang in there, okay, and just try and. This is something bizarre to say, but try and understand yourself a little bit better if you can do. Okay, just try and look within and just start to understand how you've got to where you are now. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you, Maxine. Okay. I hope that's helped you in some way, shape, or form. Right, yeah, Max, I was just thinking I've explained September one that, yeah. Oh, bless you, love. Oh, Maxine. Well, there's some help coming in for you. All right, darling, there's some help coming in for you, and okay, it's just that helping hand that you need right now. So just be strong, okay? Try and be strong. Right, guys. So that's interesting what Janine's just said. Oh. Oh, bless, love. Okay. Well, Maxine, that's it's going to be lifted. All right, I know. I get there's a lot of mixed emotions with you, and I know that, and I know you're struggling right now. Okay, I really do, but I promise you, it's going to clear. Okay, it's coming around. Just hang in there. Okay. Janine's just said, I know you work with where you get drawn to, but how can I switch off from my fears? It's worrying about things that I can't control half of the time. It's really interesting, that, Janine, in so many ways, because bless you, Maxine. Don't cry, darling. Okay, well, I'm saying that. Don't. Sometimes we need to get it out, But it's coming around for you. Okay, Maxine. Just be strong as you possibly can. Okay. It's you're heading in the right direction. Not much I can tell you. Yeah, I know, Linda. I should have got off ages ago. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead meat after. Family's not gonna be happy. But anyway, yeah. So if you don't see me again, guys, you know what's happened. I've been buried under the patio out back. So, okay. A lot of soul searching to be done there, Janine Swinburne, right? And I'll be honest with you. Okay, if day to day you're relatively stable and fine, then I would say to you, just maybe have a look at the shadow work that I mentioned earlier on for Ian. And if you didn't hear it, just go back through the playback and just listen to what I said about it. You need to be careful where you take the advice from. Okay, right, guys. On that note, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Right, guys, listen, I've got to go because I was only supposed to come on for an hour tops, and I've been here an hour and a half now. So yeah, everyone wants to book on that Past Life course, drop us a message. Past Life course, sorry, it's a workshop, but of course, several things put together. Past Life workshop, drop us a message. It's £10, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 3 spaces left. Okay. Yeah, Janine, honestly, as long as you're okay on a day-to-day basis, it could be just the thing you need. All right. And just, it can really work. All right. But it just takes commitment. Yes, if you want to do that past life thing, that's what you need to do. Message the page. Other than that, guys, I am going to leave it with you all. All right. And yes, Emma, that's a good point. I feel like I'm going to have used up all brownie points that I already had, and I feel like I'm going to need to use them all right about now. So I'll leave it with you guys. Lots of love to you all. Please take care. I will be doing a live on Sunday afternoon. Okay. And like I said, in the meantime, have an amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves. Lots of love to you all from me and my family. Take care, guys. See you all soon.